So I guess, storm coming. I was like, ooh, they heard me talking shit about the patriarchy. That's getting me. Hi guys, what's up? It's me, Audra, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. If you like horror, commentary, beauty, and anything else I like to do on this odd little channel of mine, I suggest you go ahead and subscribe. Don't worry, my eyes aren't this red all the time. I've had an allergic reaction. Not poor, it's just like shit's outside and I had to go outside, and also I'm really tired. But anyway, now's a good time to subscribe, hang out, be a friend, and while you're doing that, find me on my socials. Let's do things. Not weird things though, not too weird. Yeah, not too weird, but let's hang out, let's chat, let's get to know one another. It's always a good time. All right, so today's video is a little bit more serious, but I'm still gonna try to make it fun because you know what?
I like to laugh at my pain.
This is in collaboration with Yoga with Mo, and we're actually talking about endometriosis. Hold on, I gotta put my sockies on my feet so I can go to sleep with them on like a psychopath. So sorry, I'm freshly showered. I've got on my white tank because I'm not calling it what they call it. Listen. Not gonna get me cops. And I'm going to just get my face together for the evening. I love doing that with my hands. Wayne's World, blame it on Wayne's World. And we're gonna talk about endometriosis and how it affects me and how it probably affects a lot of other women who are going through it. Let's do this. All right, now I'm kind of moist and we're gonna start doing some exfoliation. Good times. So for those of you that don't know, and I want to get this correct and right when I say it, so I don't want to sound like an idiot, but for those of you that do not know, endometriosis is an often, and in my case, very often, painful disorder in which the tissue that is similar to the tissue that normally lines the uterus, ooh, yes, bitch, grows outside of your uterus. That's right. It's kind of like your insides, but it's growing outside, and it causes all kinds of havoc. For me, one of the worst things about endometriosis and why I wish it was discussed. Ooh, my hair is doing the most and I can't tell which way to push it because I can't see. So for me, one of the worst things about endometriosis is how often it just goes untreated, undiagnosed, untalked about. I was born in 80. I'm 40, darling. And at my age, and especially because it affects women, we are treated very much like it's all in our heads. So especially because it seems like it's something related to our menstrual cycles, it just keeps going on and on and on, and we don't know. So I grew up, I had no idea, I'd never even heard of endometriosis, but I knew something was wrong. I knew that when I was talking to other girls around me and they were talking about their periods, and I just felt like mine isn't right. Like mine is not doing any of these things. First of all, it was highly abnormal. It didn't come at a normal time. I'm getting this mask all in my tiny cleavage. And on top of that, it just didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason. It was neither heavy nor light, and it didn't go well all the time. I couldn't use a tampon and currently still can't, and I'm sorry if that's TMI, but we're talking about endometriosis today. So a very, very quick note. The reason I cannot use a tampon is because it actually causes me far more pain than the usual person because of all of the swelling and the pulp nastiness that is growing in there. You're welcome for that. And the main point that really got me was if I had wanted to have children, as many times as I had been brushed off, I would be unable to due to endometriosis. It causes all kinds of painful irritations, growths, cysts. I'll be back. And what really kills me about it is I'm very thankful and lucky that I did not want to have children, but I cannot imagine the women my age who wanted to and were later diagnosed with endometriosis and had very difficult times conceiving and maybe didn't even get to. Now, and I know adoption is an option, I get that, but the fact that it's taken away from you because doctors didn't even want to listen to you, I mean, can we just say that the healthcare system is completely and systematically failing women every day on a regular basis, and endometriosis is no different. And because this condition is unseen and affects women and not the carrot, it goes undiagnosed for long periods of time. See what I did there? Periods, period. The real issue too that really starts to come in is how often your doctors pretend like you just don't know what you're talking about, or you don't even know your own body. And while this is true of mostly male gynecologists, you can still run into this with female gynecologists as well. The tendency for women to feel as if we have to suck it up is never ending, and the tendency for male gynecologists to act like women have no clue what's going on with their bodies and that they know better than us what's going on with them is so high, and it's so difficult for us to get diagnosed and get help and treatment for the pain that we are in. I went all the time complaining about my heavy periods, my lack of schedule. It was not on schedule in any way, shape, or form. I would complain about the pain, most importantly, the pain. The pain is astronomical. And no, I don't get to have like pain a little bit before and after my period. I'm in a constant array of pain from my endometriosis. I can have severe back pain in my lower back, and it's very, very, very horrific. I mean, there are times when I can't get up. There are times when I can't stand up straight just because the pain in my back is so bad, and then I have pelvic pain. Let's not even start talking about the fact that my legs get numb for no apparent reason, and it's very uncomfortable to do anything. Not to mention the bloating to where I look like I'm 6 months pregnant, so I gain approximately 20 pounds for zero reason, the swelling in my feet, and the numbness that I also get in my hands. It's great. It's great to be a woman, isn't it? But I kept telling everyone. I kept talking to every gynecologist I got. And I would say, listen, I'm in a lot of pain. And they would be like, have you tried birth control? Yes, I tried birth control. I tried lots of birth control. And in fact, at first it was kind of helpful, but eventually that wore off too, and it started to become more of a hindrance. My eyes are still red. I'm going to bed. We're going to deal with it. Now, it wasn't until I got older and of childbearing age and married that a doctor even finally started to take me seriously in any way, shape, or form. And when we finally looked at everything, again, he just tried to still put me on birth control. And then finally, when I didn't conceive, even though I told him, like, we've been having unprotected loves for a really long time, nothing happened. Nothing. He literally just kept telling me to do this and get on this and birth control and stand on my head. I mean, he didn't tell me to stand on my head. And I was doing this as someone who actually did not want to have children. That's nuts, right? I mean, I know you're looking at me like, Audra, I thought you said I didn't want to have children. I didn't want to have children, and yet there I was doing this for someone else, basically, because I kind of thought at the time it would save my marriage. But that's a story for another day. But there I was going through all of this shit, and I just wanted it to end, and still nothing. And what really struck me is if I had wanted to have children, it would have taken until I was, I don't know, 34 years old for someone to take me seriously. And I think what's so frustrating about it is it's not just about having children, because I think about all the women my age, like I said before, who either cannot have kids now because nobody cared to look at it when they were younger, or they've had an extraordinarily difficult and highly expensive time doing in vitro, which I do believe, honestly, should be free. Because again, if it was the carrot, we would be doing everything in our power and making sure that that is free for the man to get. Patriarchy at work. But what we have here are women who are constantly going through pain. And with endometriosis, it's so much more than a period. I sincerely hope this is the last time I pop back in here, but the reason I found out is because we were trying to have children, and therefore I was going to a fertility clinic, and that is when I found out that I have endometriosis and that all the things down there were friggin' ugly. But that isn't to say that women who want to have children they're the only ones who should be counted, because even women who don't want to have children should not have to be in this much pain every fucking month or every second month or every third month just because nobody wants to take them seriously. All right, Audra out, man. I have times where it feels like my uterus is just falling out of my body, like it's trying to escape me. And that's not even my period, y'all. That's not even my period. That's not what's happening at that time. Am I ovulating? I don't know, I could be. What's going on in my body? I don't know, but it's painful and it's horrible. And I just have to sit there in all of this pain, and everyone around you, because they can't see it, thinks that you're making things up. The nausea that I get is unreal. I actually had to stop. Like, the one reason I don't take pain medication now is because I had so much pain when I was going through all of this that I would be taking it on an empty stomach because I couldn't eat because I was nauseous, and then I'd be taking so much of it that it would make my stomach worse. So I just don't take pain medication at all now. I just suffer. But I chose that as my avenue because the other option is that my stomach is completely destroyed, more destroyed than it already is. The other things about it is that people just really don't understand that it's a year-round condition. It's not something that just happens for a few days out of the month. I'm exhausted a lot. And it took me actually seeing a good doctor who could really go through it and be like, yes, these are some of the symptoms, this is what's going on. And then all of this happened and I lost my job, so there's that. And essentially, I'm not believed. And when you work for a bunch of men, as a general rule, you can't tell them, hey, I'm in a large amount of pain. Can I go home? Because they just think that you're being a weak little woman. You have to be strong. You have to stand up tall. Even though standing up is extraordinarily painful. Even though standing up makes me feel like I'm going to throw up. But I stand up. I walk around with a limp because my leg is killing me. I walk around with a limp because my back hurts. I walk around with a limp because my uterus is exploding inside of my body. And it's horrible. And there's nothing I can do about it. And then when a man says, are you okay? When I'm obviously not okay, it really sets me off into a whole other spectrum. And this is why it's so difficult, because you can't really tell somebody, I have endometriosis, they don't understand what it is, and they don't want, you don't want to feel weak, you don't want to feel like I can't do my job, I can't live my everyday life, but honestly there are times when I can't. At the very least, every third month, I can barely move. I had to, like, when I worked, I had to call in on the days where it was really too much. Like, once I'd earned some vacation or sick time or whatever, I would have to call in and just be like, I cannot come in, I'm feeling pretty terrible, I ate something, whatever it was. I'd have to lie. Because if I told them, oh, I have endometriosis, they'd be like, what's that? And as soon as they hear the word period or menstrual anything, they're automatically out. And you're automatically seen as just some whiny baby who can't get past her period. It's more than a period. It is. It is my everyday life. I struggle with it regularly. Those who are close to me know that there are days when it's definitely not my period, but I feel like crap or I sleep all day. I'm not lazy. I'm exhausted from this disease. It's killing me. I'm sorry, it's a condition, not a disease, but it still fucking sucks. And there's so many of us suffering with it, and there's so many of us just not being able to get any help. I did have it blasted out one time, but like, that's already faded. So now I'm stuck with it again. And our options are that. Keep getting it blasted, because a hysterectomy is actually not even proven to get rid of it. You can still have it after you remove your parts. Isn't that great? And even more fun, it can migrate to other parts of your body, like even your lungs. Like, it's been known to get up that far. It's insane. So the final truth about endo is, I really wish that they would look into this. I really wish doctors treated women's health the way that they treat men's health. The way that they care for every little thing that happens to a man. They look at women sideways and be like, you're being a baby, stop whining. And that's why if you guys see the hashtag #FuckEndo, please understand that the people going through this are experiencing some rough times. I mean, honestly, I make jokes, but if I had a sugar daddy, I wouldn't work another day in my life, because it's nice, honestly, these few times that I have been unemployed, to have my period in peace. To just be able to curl up in my death ball for the few days that it takes for this to all go away, and not be bothered by anyone or anything, and throw up when I feel like it, and not have to worry about throwing up in a toilet in an office where a lot of other people's asses have been. All right, guys, I hope that this was informative. Yoga with Mo, a great thank you for reaching out to me. I'm so glad that we got to do this together. Oh yeah, make sure you go check out Yoga with Mo. Her channel will be linked below. My jackass went to bed and recorded all this, and I completely forgot. That's why I'm still wearing the same top, because I done woke up and I'm finishing everything out. But please, make sure you subscribe. She does amazing content. Actually, she does some fun yoga things, and I'm having a good time over there, so I'd like to see you there. All right. Now to the end. Promise you. And sorry I was late. I have a horrible concept of time. But thank you guys. A huge shout out to my patrons. I loves you. I fucks with you. We have a good day. And I love all of you. Until next time, deuces. I can't resist. It's just the story thing. I will talk about my uterus if I want to.